Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Radio Theater. I'm your host, and I'm here with you tonight. We've talked about feeling invisible. Tonight, we're talking about something completely different. Tonight, we're talking about the wars, not the quiet, painful kind, the loud, messy, absolutely ridiculous kind, the kind where you're screaming at each other in a minivan, going 70 miles per hour on the interstate, the kind where a grown man and a 10-year-old fight over a piece of plastic with buttons on it, like it's the Holy Grail. The kind where someone, let's be honest, it's always the dad, refuses to admit he's lost, even when he's been driving in circles for an hour. The ridiculous wars. The ones that make you want to run away from your family, and somehow also make you love them more. The ones you'll laugh about later, much later, like years later. Tonight we have two stories about family wars, one that happened on a highway to nowhere, and one that ended with a dog eating the evidence. So buckle up and let's listen together. Our first story tonight is called The Road Trip Argument. Dear Radio Theater, I'm writing this from a rest stop bathroom, somewhere between disappointment and divorce. Okay, that's dramatic. But 3 hours into a 5-hour drive to my mother-in-law's house, and I'm seriously questioning all my life choices. Starting with marrying a man who thinks Google Maps is a suggestion. My name is Jennifer. I've been married to Mark for 12 years. We have 2 kids. Emma, who's 13 and believes everything is a personal attack, and Jake, who's 7 and has the bladder capacity of a teaspoon. This morning, we were going to have a nice family road trip. Keywords we're going to. Let me tell you what actually happened. It started at 6 a.m. when Mark's alarm went off. He sat up like the house was on fire. We need to leave by 7 to beat the traffic. I looked at him through one eye. Mark, it's Saturday. There's no traffic. There's always traffic. It's a 5-hour drive to your mom's house in rural Pennsylvania. The cows don't cause traffic jams. Jennifer, I've done this drive 100 times. Trust me. Narrator voice, I should not have trusted him. By 6:30, I was in the kitchen packing snacks. Mark came down, surveyed the counter like a military inspector. Did you pack protein bars? Yes. The good ones or the cardboard ones? The cardboard ones. Because I hate our children and want them to suffer. He didn't laugh. I'm serious. They need protein, not sugar. This from the man who'd just eaten 3 donuts. I watched him eat the 3rd donut while lecturing me about nutrition. You're eating a donut right now. That's different. How is that different? I'm an adult. I can process sugar. That's not how metabolism works. Just pack the protein bars, Jennifer. Fine. Fine. I packed the stupid protein bars. By 6:45, I was trying to wake up the kids. Emma, Jake, time to get up. We're leaving soon. From Emma's room, a groan that sounded like a dying whale. From Jake's room, no, 5 more minutes. I went into Emma's room. She was buried under her blankets like a hibernating bear. Emma, come on. We need to leave in 15 minutes. She emerged, hair everywhere, looking personally offended. Why are we leaving so early? The sun isn't even up yet. Ask your father. This is so stupid. I don't even want to go to Grandma's. Well, we're going. So get dressed. Can I bring my phone? Yes. Can I bring my headphones? Yes. Can I bring my charger? Yes. Can I bring my backup charger? Emma, you're going for 2 days, not climbing Everest. Grandma's Wi-Fi is from the Stone Age. My phone will die. Then talk to your grandmother. She looked at me like I'd suggested she eat glass. Talk, like with words out loud? Yes, Emma. Like humans have done for thousands of years. That's so weird. Welcome to parenting a teenager. Jake was easier. I bribed him with McDonald's. If you get dressed in 5 minutes, we'll get breakfast on the way. He was dressed in 3 minutes. By 7:15, 15 minutes late, which Mark mentioned 4 times, we were in the car. Mark was driving, jaw already tight. I was in the passenger seat, holding my coffee like a life raft. Emma was in the back, headphones already in, scrolling through her phone like she was searching for the meaning of life. Jake was buckled in with his iPad, happy as a clam. For approximately 8 minutes, it was peaceful. Then Mark spoke. Did you bring the address? Your mom's address? The house you grew up in? The house we visit twice a year? I mean the exact address. For the GPS. You don't need the GPS. You know how to get there. I like having it as backup. You literally drove there last month. That was last month. Roads change. Roads don't change, Mark. Construction happens. In rural Pennsylvania? What are they constructing, more cows? He didn't laugh. I pulled up Google Maps. Okay, GPS says take exit 47 in about 30 miles. That's the long way. It says it's faster. Google doesn't understand shortcuts. Mark, Google has satellite data from space. I have 30 years of driving experience. Google has literally mapped every road on Earth. And I've driven to my mother's house since before Google existed. That was when dinosaurs roamed the Earth, right? Silence. He did not find that funny. I'm not taking exit 47. Fine. But when we're late, I'm telling your mom it was your shortcut. We won't be late. Narrator voice. We were extremely late. 20 minutes into the drive, Emma's voice came from the back seat. A long, dramatic sigh. The kind of sigh that could win an Oscar. This is literally the worst day of my life. Emma, we've been in the car for 20 minutes. Exactly. 20 minutes of my life. Gone. Wasted. We're visiting your grandmother, who doesn't even have Wi-Fi. She has Wi-Fi. Slow Wi-Fi. Like dial-up. Like 1995 Wi-Fi. You weren't alive in 1995. And now I know why. The Wi-Fi was terrible. You'll survive without high-speed internet for 2 days. Will I? Will I, though? She slumped against the window dramatically, like she was dying in a Shakespeare play. Jake looked over at her. What's wrong with Emma? She's 13, buddy. Everything is wrong. Is she sick? She's sick with teenageritis. It's very serious. Emma glared at me through the rearview mirror. I can hear you. I know. I was talking to you. 45 minutes in, Jake spoke up. Mom, I have to pee. Already? You went right before we left. I know, but I have to go now. Can you hold it? There's a rest stop in like 20 minutes. 20 minutes? That's like 100 years. It's literally 20 minutes. I can't hold it that long. My bladder is gonna explode. Emma, without looking up from her phone. That's not how bladders work. They don't explode. Shut up, Emma! Jake, don't tell your sister to shut up. But she's being mean. I'm being educational. You're being annoying. Both of you, enough. That was Mark using his dad voice. The voice that means business. Silence. For exactly 4 seconds. Then Jake started the whimpering. That high-pitched whine that drills directly into your brain. Mom, I really have to go. Mark's jaw got tighter. There's a gas station at the next exit. We pulled off at a sketchy gas station. That looked like it hadn't been cleaned since the Clinton administration. Jake ran to the bathroom. Emma stayed in the car, glued to her phone. Mark started pumping gas even though we didn't need it yet. I went inside for more coffee. The bathroom door opened. Jake came out looking traumatized. Mom. There was pee on the floor. Did you go? Yeah, but it was disgusting. There was pee everywhere. Well, you went, right? So now you're good? I guess. But it was so gross. Welcome to road trip bathrooms, buddy. Can we get snacks? You have snacks in the car. I want different snacks. Good snacks. The snacks in the car are good. They're healthy. I want unhealthy snacks. I looked at this 7-year-old negotiating like a lawyer. One snack. Small. That's it. He came back with a bag of chips the size of his head. Jake, that's not small. It was the smallest one they had. Back in the car. We'd been on the road for 1 hour. We'd traveled approximately 40 miles. This was going to be a long day. By the 2-hour mark, we hit our first real problem. Mark's shortcut. We were supposed to take exit 47. Google said so. The sign said so. Common sense said so. Mark took exit 51. Mark, that was the wrong exit. No, this is the shortcut. Google says. I don't care what Google says. I know this area. You clearly don't because we're going the wrong way. We're not going the wrong way. From the back seat, Emma piped up. We're definitely going the wrong way. Emma, not helping. I'm just saying, even I know this is wrong and I'm 13. Nobody asked you. Nobody had to ask. It's obvious. Mark gripped the steering wheel tighter. Everyone needs to trust me. I've done this drive 100 times. Not this way you haven't. We drove for another 20 minutes. Through increasingly rural roads, past farms. More farms. A suspicious amount of cows. Jake, are we lost? Me no, buddy, we're just taking the scenic route. Emma, we're so lost. Mark, we are not lost. Another 10 minutes. The road got narrower. More cows. A horse. My phone GPS was having a meltdown. Recalculating. Make a U-turn. Mark, see? Even Google doesn't know where we are. Because we're in the middle of nowhere. Finally, we came to a 4-way stop in a tiny town. Population maybe 12. Mark pulled over, put his head on the steering wheel. Okay, maybe I took a wrong turn. Emma from the back way think? Emma! We both yelled. I pulled up the GPS. We need to turn around. Go back about 15 miles. 15 miles. Yes, 15. Because someone didn't want to take exit 47, I thought. You thought wrong. You always think you know better than the GPS, and you always get us lost. That's not true. Last summer, the beach trip, we ended up in Delaware. That was one time. We were trying to go to New Jersey. They're right next to each other. They're different states, Mark. Jake started crying. Are we ever gonna get to Grandma's? Yes, buddy, we'll get there. When? I don't know. Ask your father. Mark turned around. We'll get there when we get there. That's not an answer, Jake wailed. Emma took out her headphones. Can I just say something? No, Mark and I said together. Okay, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You guys fight every time we go on a road trip. Every single time. Dad never wants to use the GPS. Mom gets mad. We get lost. Jake has to pee every 5 minutes, and I have to sit here and listen to all of it. Can we just, not do this for once? Silence. She was right. This was our pattern. Every road trip. The same fight. Mark cleared his throat. She's right. I looked at him, shocked. What? Emma's right. I should have taken exit 47. I'm sorry. Did you just apologize for not using the GPS? Don't make a big thing out of it. But it was a big thing. Because Mark never admits he's wrong about directions. Never. We turned around, found our way back to the highway, took the correct exit this time. And for about 30 minutes, there was peace. Then we hit traffic. Real, actual bumper-to-bumper traffic. I thought you said there wouldn't be traffic, I said. There's always traffic, Emma said from the back. We could have been through this by now if someone had taken the right exit 2 hours ago, I added. Mark said nothing. Just sat there, knuckles white on the steering wheel. We crawled along, 5 miles per hour, then stopped, then inched forward. Jake, I'm bored. Emma, we're all bored, Jake. Jake, can I watch something on your phone? Emma, no. Jake, Mom, Emma won't share. Emma, let your brother watch something. He has his own iPad. The battery died because someone forgot to charge it. That someone was me. That's not my problem, Emma said. Emma, let him watch for 10 minutes. Emma let out a sigh that could have blown down a building. Fine. But if he gets it sticky, I'm disowning this family. 10 more minutes of traffic. Mark was vibrating with frustration. Then suddenly he jerked the wheel, cut across 2 lanes, took an exit. Mark, what are you doing? Getting off this highway. You don't even know where we are. I know exactly where we are. Oh, like you knew where we were an hour ago. That was different. We were now on some random back road, barely paved, more potholes than road. Mark, Google says to get back on the highway. I don't care what Google says. You should care. Google knows things. Google doesn't know this road because it's not a real road. It's a dirt path. We hit a pothole so deep I thought we'd need a rescue team. Jake started crying again. Emma was filming on her phone. This is going on TikTok. Emma, put the phone down. No way. This is comedy gold. Mark slammed on the brakes. We stopped in the middle of nowhere, and I lost it. Fine, you know what? Fine. You don't want to listen to me? Fine. You want to drive on random cowpaths? Fine. But when we're 3 hours late to your mother's house, I'm not explaining it to her. You are. And you can explain why you refuse to use GPS. Like some kind of pioneer explorer, man. I'm trying to get us there faster. We're not going faster. We're going backwards. We've been in this car for 3 hours, and we're probably closer to home than to your mom's house. That's not true. It is true, and you know what else is true? You've been stressed this whole trip because you don't want to tell your mom about the move. But guess what? We have to tell her, and you avoiding it isn't helping anyone. Dead silence. The kind of silence where you realize you just said the thing in front of the kids. From the back seat, Emma's small voice. We're moving? Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Emma, are we moving? You said we were just visiting Grandma. We are just visiting. Then why did Mom say we have to tell her about the move? Jake, we're moving? Where? Guys, we're not. We'll talk about this later. Emma's voice got louder. You're lying. You're totally lying. We're moving and you didn't even tell us. When were you planning to tell us? After we moved? Emma, it's not decided. But you're thinking about it, and you didn't tell us. Jake was full-on sobbing now. I don't want to move. I don't want to leave my friends. I don't want to leave my school. Jake, buddy, I don't want to move. Emma started crying too. Quiet, angry crying. I can't believe you guys. You were just going to surprise us with this? Like we don't even get a say? Emma, that's not. Whatever. I hate this family. She put her headphones back in, turned completely away from us. Jake was crying so hard he was hiccuping. I don't want to move. I want to stay home. Mark's hands were shaking on the steering wheel, and I felt like the worst mother in the world. Mark pulled over to the side of the road, put the car in park, took off his seatbelt, turned around to face the kids. I'm sorry. His voice was quiet, tired. What? Emma said, taking out one earbud. I'm sorry. Your mom's right. About all of it. I've been stressed. I've been making bad decisions. And we should have told you about the move. So we are moving. We're thinking about it. Not for sure. But maybe. Why? He looked at me. I looked at him. Finally, he said, because my job isn't going well. The company's struggling. I might lose my job. And Mom got offered a really good job in Denver. We're trying to figure out what's best for our family. Emma wiped her eyes. When did this happen? The job offer came 2 months ago. We've been talking about it. We were going to tell you this weekend. With Grandma. 2 months? You've been lying to us for 2 months? We weren't lying. We were trying to figure things out first. That's the same as lying. She had a point. Jake sniffled. Where's Denver? Colorado. Is that far? Pretty far. About 1,000 miles. Would we still see Grandma? Of course. We'd visit. She could visit us. But it wouldn't be the same. No, it wouldn't. We sat there on the side of some random back road, cars passing us occasionally, all 4 of us just sitting. Finally, Emma spoke. Do we get a say? Of course you do, I said. Even if we say no? Mark and I looked at each other. We'll figure it out together, I said. As a family, we promise. Emma studied us for a long moment. Then okay, but next time tell us stuff. Don't just spring it on us in the middle of a fight, in the middle of nowhere. Deal. Jake wiped his nose on his sleeve. Can we still get McDonald's? And just like that, the tension cracked. Mark actually laughed. Yeah, buddy. We can definitely get McDonald's. We got back on the road, found our way with Google's help back to the actual highway, stopped at McDonald's where Jake got a Happy Meal, and Emma got fries and pretended she wasn't hungry, but ate half of mine anyway. By the time we got to Mark's mom's house, we were 2 hours late. She was standing on the porch, phone in hand. I was about to call the police. What happened? Traffic, Mark said. And some very creative detours, I added. Dad got us super lost, Emma said, smirking. I did not get lost. You literally drove us through a cow farm. That was a shortcut. Through a cow farm. His mom laughed so hard she had to sit down. Oh, Mark, you're just like your father. He never used maps either. We once ended up in Canada, trying to go to Buffalo. See? I said. It's genetic. That weekend we told her about the possible move. She cried. Then she hugged us. Then she said, I'll miss you terribly. But I want you to do what's best for your family. And I'll visit so often you'll be sick of me. You'll never get rid of me. We'd never want to get rid of you, Mark said. Good. Because I'm very annoying when I want to be. On the drive home, Emma asked, if we move, can we not do these road trips anymore? Why not? Because clearly this family cannot handle being in a car together for more than an hour. Mark and I looked at each other and started laughing because she was absolutely right. We haven't decided yet if we're moving to Denver, but I learned something on that drive. Being a family isn't about perfect road trips. It's not about never getting lost. It's not about always knowing the right thing to say. It's about being in the car together. Even when Dad refuses to use the GPS, even when Emma's being dramatic, even when Jake has to pee every 30 minutes, even when you're screaming at each other. On a dirt road in the middle of nowhere, you're still together. You're still family. And sometimes the getting lost is part of the journey. Mark and I still argue about directions. Emma still thinks everything is the end of the world. Jake still has the world's smallest bladder. But we're figuring it out, one ridiculous road trip at a time. With gratitude for wrong turns and right people. Jennifer. P.S. We did eventually make it home. Only got lost twice on the way back. Which for us is basically a record. Jennifer. Thank you for that story. First of all, I need you to know, every dad listening to this just felt seen. The refusal to use GPS. The I know a shortcut that adds an hour to the trip. The absolute confidence even when completely lost. That's just dad culture. It's in the manual. Chapter 1. Never admit you're lost. Chapter 2. The GPS is a suggestion, not a rule. Your husband was following protocol. But here's what I love about your story. That road trip wasn't about directions. It was never about directions. It was about fear. Mark was afraid of disappointing his mom. You were afraid of making the wrong decision. The kids were afraid of losing everything familiar. And when you're all trapped in a car together, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, it all comes out. The stress, the fear, the truth. But here's the thing. You didn't fall apart. You pulled over. You told the truth. You let the kids have a say. That's what good families do. Not avoid the hard conversations, but have them. Even on the side of a random dirt road next to a cow farm, your family is going to be okay. Whether you move to Denver or stay put, because you're doing it together. Even if together means getting lost 3 times on the way to grandma's. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. And Mark, if you're listening, use the GPS, man. Just use the GPS. Sometimes families fight about big things. Cross-country moves, life-changing decisions, whether to trust a satellite system or your husband's instinct. And sometimes they fight about the smallest, most ridiculous things, like who gets to hold a piece of plastic with buttons on it. Spoiler alert. In our next story, nobody wins, because the dog ate it. Our second story tonight is called The Remote Control War. Dear Radio Theater, I'm writing this while sitting in my garage, hiding from my family. Not because I'm angry, because I'm embarrassed. You see, last Sunday I, a 42-year-old man, had an all-out war with my 10-year-old son over a TV remote. I know how it sounds. Grown man fights child over remote control. But let me tell you the whole story and maybe you'll understand. Or maybe you'll just think I'm an idiot. Either way, here it is. My name is David. I've been married to my wife Lisa for 15 years. We have one son, Max, who's 10, and one dog, Bailey, who's 3 and has 0 respect for authority. This story involves all of them. Sunday evening, 7:30 p.m. I'd been looking forward to this moment all week. The playoff game. My team, the team I've suffered with for 30 years, finally in the playoffs. First time in 5 years. I had planned my entire day around this game. Woke up early. Did all my chores. Mowed the lawn. Took Max to his soccer game, which we lost, but that's another story. Came home. Made dinner. Yes, I made dinner. Lisa was working. I made spaghetti. It was edible. And by 7:25, I was on the couch, wearing my lucky jersey, the one I've had since college, the one with the mysterious stain that won't come out, the one Lisa keeps threatening to accidentally throw away. I had my snacks arranged on the coffee table. Chips, pretzels, salsa. The good salsa, not the chunky kind. I had my beer. I had my foam finger from 1997. Everything was perfect. And then Max came downstairs. Hey, Dad. Hey, buddy. What you watching? The game's about to start. Oh, cool. He sat down next to me. For about 30 seconds, everything was fine. Then, Dad, can I watch SpongeBob? I looked at him. Buddy, the game's about to start. Like right now. I know, but my show's on. Your show is always on. SpongeBob is on like 50 times a day. But this episode is new. Max, it's the playoffs. I've been waiting all week for this. I've been waiting all week too. It's SpongeBob. You can watch it literally any time. It's football. You can watch it any time too. I stared at him. This 10-year-old kid was trying to out-logic me. Max, I'm watching the game. End of discussion. He crossed his arms. That's when I knew this wasn't over. That's not fair. You always get to watch what you want. Because I'm the adult. So adults get to decide what's on TV? That's a stupid rule. Max, I'm telling Mom. And he marched into the kitchen where Lisa was doing dishes. I heard him, Mom, Dad's being unfair. Lisa, what happened? He won't let me watch my show. What show? SpongeBob. I heard Lisa sigh. Max, Dad wants to watch the game. You can watch SpongeBob later. But I want to watch it now. Then watch it in our bedroom. The TV in your room is small. Then watch it on your iPad. The iPad screen is even smaller. Max, this is so unfair. Lisa came into the living room drying her hands. She had the look that says I'm about to get involved and nobody's going to like it. David, can't you just record the game? I stared at her. Record it? Yes. Record it and watch it later. Lisa, it's a live game. The whole point is watching it live. I'm just saying, Max asked. He didn't ask first. I was already sitting here. He's 10. So maybe let him watch his show for 30 minutes. Then you can watch your game. The game is 3 hours. He can wait 30 minutes. You're really going to make a kid wait so you can watch? Grown men throw a ball around a field? Time stopped. The air left the room. Grown men throw a ball around? David, grown men throw a ball around. It's just a game. It's the playoffs. And SpongeBob is just a cartoon, but Max wants to watch it. SpongeBob is on all the time. So is football. Not the playoffs. The playoffs are special. Lisa held up her hand. You know what? I don't have time for this. You two figure it out. And she went back into the kitchen. Max stood there, arms still crossed, looking smug. So can I watch my show? No. Why not? Because I said so. That's not a reason. It's the only reason you need. I'm telling Mom again. Mom already said no. She said you could record it. I'm not recording it. Why are you so stubborn? Why are you so stubborn? We were both yelling now. Over SpongeBob. Over a cartoon about a sponge who lives in a pineapple. This was my life. You know what? I said. Fine. Fine. You want to watch TV? Go watch it in your room. My TV is tiny. Then watch it on your iPad. You're so mean. He stomped upstairs, slammed his door so hard a picture fell off the wall. From the kitchen, Lisa called out, Real mature, you two. I sat back down, grabbed the remote like it was the Holy Grail, turned on the game. My team ran onto the field. The announcers started talking, and I sat there, arms crossed, still fuming. From upstairs, I could hear Max's TV, SpongeBob's laugh echoing through the house. He was watching it anyway, on his tiny TV, just to spite me. This kid was good. By halftime, my team was losing. Of course they were. And I was starting to feel guilty. I thought about Max upstairs. How excited he'd been about his show. How he'd mentioned it all week, just like I'd mentioned the game. And I thought maybe I was being unfair. Maybe I could have let him watch for 30 minutes. I mean, it's just a game. And he's 10. He won't be 10 forever. Someday he'll be too old for SpongeBob. Too cool to hang out with his dad. And I'll wish I'd let him watch his stupid show. At halftime, I went upstairs, knocked on his door. Max? Silence. Buddy, I'm sorry. You can come down and watch your show. I'll record the game. More silence. Then, quietly, I don't want to anymore. What? Why not? Because it's over now. I already missed it. My heart sank. Max, I'm really sorry. I didn't realize. It's fine. Whatever. It was not fine. I could hear it in his voice. Can I come in? I guess. I opened the door. Max was sitting on his bed, arms crossed, staring at the wall. His TV was off. I really am sorry, buddy. You always do this. Do what? Watch whatever you want. I never get to watch my shows. That hit me like a truck. That's not true. Yes, it is. Every night you watch the news or sports or your shows, and I just have to wait. Max, and when I ask to watch something, you always say no. Or you say later and then later never comes. I sat down on his bed. He was right. He was absolutely right. I always did watch what I wanted. The game. The news. Whatever. And Max just went along with it. Because he was a good kid, and I'd been taking advantage of that. You're right, I said. His head snapped up. What? You're right. I do always watch what I want. And that's not fair to you. Oh. He looked surprised that I admitted it. From now on, we'll take turns. Fair and square. Really? Really? And I'm sorry I made you miss your show tonight. It's okay. There's a rerun tomorrow. Can I watch it with you? He looked at me, like I'd grown a second head. You want to watch SpongeBob? Sure. Why not? You always say it's annoying. It is annoying. But you like it, so I'll watch it with you. He smiled. A real genuine smile. Okay. We went downstairs. Lisa was on the couch watching her murder documentary. She looked up. Oh, now you both want the TV? We're watching SpongeBob, I announced. She blinked. You want to watch SpongeBob? Yes. The show you said makes you want to drive your car into a lake? That was harsh. I'd only drive it into a pond. Max giggled. Lisa shook her head, smiling. Fine. I'll watch this in the bedroom. She got up, kissed Max on the head, then whispered to me, You're a good dad. I'm trying. Max and I settled on the couch. He pulled up the SpongeBob rerun. And for the next 30 minutes, I watched a sponge and a starfish do the stupidest things I've ever seen. It was annoying. It was ridiculous. The jokes made no sense. But Max laughed the whole time. Really laughed. The kind of laugh that makes you laugh too, even when you don't get the joke. And I realized this is what matters. Not the game, not who gets the remote, but this, sitting with my kid, watching something he loves, even if it's the dumbest show on television, because someday he'll be too old for SpongeBob, too cool to sit on the couch with his dad. And I'll miss this. I'll miss the fights over the remote. I'll miss the stupid cartoon. I'll miss him being 10. When the show ended, Max looked up at me. Thanks for watching with me, Dad. Anytime, buddy. Did you like it? Honestly? No. It was terrible. He laughed. I know, but it's funny terrible. It's definitely terrible. Can we watch your game now? Really? You want to watch football? I mean, it's kind of boring, but you like it, so I'll watch it with you. I ruffled his hair. Deal. We turned on the game. My team was still losing, but I didn't even care anymore, because I was sitting with my son, and that was better than any game. The next day, Monday evening, Max came downstairs at 7:30. Dad, can I pick what we watch tonight? Sure, buddy. It's your turn. Really? Really? We're alternating now, remember? He grinned and grabbed the remote. Put on some show about kids with superpowers. Also annoying. But he loved it. Tuesday was my turn. Wednesday was his turn. Thursday, Lisa pointed out that she never got a turn. So now we rotate between all three of us. One night Max picks. One night I pick. One night Lisa picks, and we both suffer through murder documentaries with names like The Killer Who Lived Next Door and Murder in the Suburbs, The Cul-de-Sac Conspiracy. It's fair. It's simple. And honestly, I don't even miss always getting my way, because what I get now is better. Time with my kid. Real time. Not just existing in the same room, but actually spending time together before he's too old to want it. Last Sunday there was another big game. Max came downstairs at 7:30. Dad, it's your turn to pick tonight, right? Yeah, but if you want to watch something. Nah, I know the game's important to you. We can watch it. You sure? Yeah. But can we order pizza? Deal. We sat on the couch eating pizza watching the game. My team was winning. Max was asking questions about football. Actually interested. Lisa came in, saw us, and smiled. Look at you two. Best friends now. We're not best friends, Max said. We're better than best friends. What's better than best friends? Dad and son. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little choked up. Later that night, Lisa asked me what happened. What do you mean? With you and Max? You guys were fighting all the time about the TV. Now you're like a team. I just realized something. What? That remote control war wasn't about TV. It was about time. Max wanted my time, my attention, and I was too focused on what I wanted to notice. And now I'm focused on what matters. She kissed me. Told you murder documentaries make you wise. That's definitely not what did it. But she was right about one thing. I had changed, not because I'm some amazing dad, but because Max taught me something. That fighting over a remote is pointless. That TV shows don't matter. That games end and you forget the score. But time with your kids, that's the thing you remember. That's the thing that matters. We still have our system. We still take turns. And sometimes we still disagree about what to watch. But now it's different. Because it's not about winning. It's about being together. Oh, and remember how I said Bailey the dog is part of this story? Here's how. 2 weeks after Max and I made our peace, I came home from work, went to turn on the TV. Couldn't find the remote. Lisa, have you seen the remote? Nope. Max. From upstairs, not me. I searched everywhere. Under the couch cushions. Behind the TV. In the kitchen. Between the couch and the wall. In the bathroom for some reason. Gone. Completely vanished. 20 minutes of searching. Then I heard it. A faint crunching sound. From the corner. Bailey was in her dog bed chewing on something. The remote. She'd eaten half the buttons. The volume button was gone. The channel button was in pieces. The power button was covered in dog drool. Bailey, no! She looked up at me, tail wagging, like she was so proud of herself. I stood there holding the destroyed remote, and I started laughing. I couldn't help it. Because of course this is how it ends. Me and Max fighting over the remote for weeks, finally making peace, and then the dog just eats it. Lisa came in, saw what happened, and burst out laughing too. Well, I guess nobody gets to fight over it now. Max came downstairs, saw the remote, and started cracking up. Bailey solved the problem. And you know what? She kind of did. Because that night, with no remote, no TV, we just sat together, played board games. Max taught us some card game he learned at school. We talked. We laughed. Best family night we'd had in months. All because our dog ate the evidence. We bought a new remote the next day. But we still have no TV nights now. Once a week, we don't turn it on at all. We just hang out. As a family. Being together, Lisa says Bailey should get a medal. Max says Bailey's a hero. I say Bailey's a chaos agent who accidentally did something good. But whatever she is, I'm grateful. For the destroyed remote. For the fight that made me realize what matters. For the second chance to be a better dad. Max is 10 now. In a few years, he'll be a teenager. He won't want to watch SpongeBob with me. He won't want to hang out on the couch. He'll be too cool for his old man. But right now he still does. And I'm not going to waste it. Not over a football game. Not over a remote control. Not over anything. Because this time right now, is the time that matters. And I'm not missing it. With gratitude for destroyed remotes and second chances, David. P.S. My team won the championship. I watched the final game with Max. He fell asleep in the third quarter. It was perfect. David. First of all, I need to say this. Bailey for president. That dog saved your family. Not by eating the remote, although that was objectively hilarious, but by forcing you to see what you'd been missing. Here's what strikes me about your story. That fight was never about SpongeBob or football. It was about power. About feeling like you get to decide something. In a life where you don't get to decide much. Work decides your schedule. Bills decide your budget. Responsibilities decide your time. So that one night, that one game, that remote, it felt important because it was yours to control. But here's what you figured out. Your son is yours too, and he won't be 10 forever. Right now, he thinks you're the coolest person in the world. Right now, he wants to hang out with you. Right now, he'd rather watch a game with his dad than do anything else. That won't last. In a few years, he'll want to hang out with friends, then girlfriends or boyfriends. Then he'll move out. And you'll be sitting on that couch alone, with all the remote control you want, wishing he was there to fight you for it. But you didn't wait until it was too late. You went upstairs. You apologized. You sat with him and watched SpongeBob. You chose him over the game. That was the win that mattered. Not the championship your team won. The championship you won with your son. And now you have this system. This beautiful, fair, simple system where everyone gets a turn. Where everyone matters. Where it's not about power, but about being together. That's not just good parenting. That's good humanity. Thank you for sharing this. And please give Bailey a treat from me. She's a very good girl. 2 stories tonight about family wars. One on a highway to nowhere. One on a couch over a remote. Both ridiculous. Both revealing. Both teaching us the same lesson. Families fight. Over directions and shortcuts. Over remotes and TV shows. Over big decisions and tiny annoyances. But the best families don't just fight. They repair. They pull over and tell the truth. They go upstairs and apologize. They make space for each other, even when it's inconvenient. Jennifer and Mark learned that getting lost together is better than being right alone. David and Max learned that the remote doesn't matter. Time does. These wars, these silly, loud, messy family wars, they're not really about what we think they're about. They're about being seen, being heard, mattering to each other. So the next time you're fighting with your family about something ridiculous, and you will because that's what families do, remember, it's not about winning the fight. It's about not losing each other. Thank you for listening tonight. If you have a story about your family wars, the ones that ended with a dog eating the evidence, or getting lost on a cow farm, send them our way. We'd love to hear them. Until next time, I'm here with you. This is Radio Theater. Good night.